In this video, we're going to look at one of my favorite topics, artificial intelligence on IBM Cloud. We're going to start with the basics around data science and AI, and then we'll move to IBM's cloud-specific offerings in this area. We'll end with a demo of showing our most popular AI services. Data science is a method for gleaning insights from structured and unstructured data using analytics and machine learning. Data is key here. Data science excels when there is a massive amount of data to analyze. What kind of problems can data science solve? There are plenty of use cases across many industries, such as healthcare, uncover insights from clinical trials and patient data. Banking, give on-the-spot answers to loan applications. Education, support personalized planning, tracking, and data-informed advisors. These are all dealing with large amounts of data. Good data quality is essential to solving these use cases, but about 80% of a data scientist's time is spent on finding, cleaning, and organizing data. Once we have good data, we'll be able to build models that can predict and forecast trends. What is artificial intelligence? AI is a huge field with many different domains. What do they all have in common? You can decently predict things if your model is good enough. How do you make an effective model, though? It all comes down to the data you use to train that model. To understand speech and language, we have tons and tons of data available through books, videos, and other documents. Once we have that data, how do we create the model? This is where AI frameworks come into play. These are incredibly popular frameworks that are flexible and powerful. The biggest hurdle is the understanding of data science and AI principles to be able to effectively use these frameworks. All of these frameworks, such as TensorFlow, scikit-learn, and PyTorch, are open source and have their various advantages and disadvantages. Now, let's talk about some of the AI services available on IBM Cloud. First, we have the AI lifecycle management tools, such as Watson Studio, Watson Machine Learning, Watson OpenScale, and Knowledge Catalog. Next, we have tools which analyze text, such as natural language understanding and tone analyzer. We then have intelligent search called Discovery. We have a service which enables you to build custom models for discovery and for natural language understanding, and that's called Knowledge Studio. We also have our speech and language services, such as speech-to-text, text-to-speech, language translator, and assistant. Let's take a look at the AI lifecycle management tools. These tools will help you build and scale AI with trust and transparency by automating AI lifecycle management. Watson Studio provides a suite of tools and a collaborative environment for data scientists, developers, and domain experts. Watson Machine Learning lets you run and deploy machine learning models anywhere across any cloud. Watson Knowledge Catalog lets you discover, curate, categorize, and share data assets and models with access control. Watson OpenScale lets you measure and manage AI models in production to promote trust and confidence. Watson Natural Language Understanding uses deep learning to extract metadata from text, such as entities, keywords, categories, sentiment, emotion, relation, and syntax. Watson Tone Analyzer uses linguistic analysis to identify tones such as anger, disgust, fear, joy, and sadness. It can also detect social propensities such as extroversion and language styles such as analytical, confident, or tentative from text. Now let's take a look at Watson Assistant, one of the most popular Watson services. Watson Assistant lets you build conversational interfaces into any application, device, or channel. It has an easy-to-use UI. It has a plugin for Slack and other applications. It also has a catalog of entities for industries so that you can quickly get started with some of the most frequently asked questions over chat. You can also quickly integrate with Twilio, Salesforce, Zendesk, and voice agents as well. Watson Discovery is an intelligent search service that will deliver specific answers to your questions while also serving up the entire document for exploration. Watson Discovery can be trained with entire documents, and you can use Watson Knowledge Studio to build a custom model to train Watson Discovery with unique relationships and entities. In this example, we trained Discovery with a car service manual to look for information about what kind of engine oil to use. With Discovery on the left-hand side, we are linked to the correct section and relevant information is highlighted. We also have a confidence score as well. Now let's take a look at the speech and language services that are offered on IBM Cloud. First, we have speech to text, which is a service that transforms voice into written text. Next, we have text to speech, which enables you to convert written text into natural sounding audio in a variety of languages and voices. Also, we have Language Translator, which can dynamically translate news, patents, or conversational documents from over 20 languages and can identify up to 68 languages. Natural Language Classifier allows you to assign custom categories to input a text. Now let's go into a demo of the Natural Language Understanding service. Now you can see we're in the Watson Natural Language Understanding text analysis demo. You can see we have some sample industry domains such as legal, financial, and media, or you can just use the base model. And at NLU, Natural Language Understanding, has some features to extract meaning from data, and we can use the base model by inputting our own URL. So we're just going to go ahead and analyze ESPN.com and see what Watson Natural Language Understanding understands from that specific website. So it's going to take a little bit of time. And now we have some entities right out of the box. So you can see up at the top, we have the text that Watson is analyzing. So that's the best fantasy intel compiled on a printable cheat sheet. And you can see the names of the players like James Harden, the name of the organization, NBA. We also have keywords. So Watson is great at understanding keywords. So we have the cheat sheet, the fantasy intel, the dozens of films, exclusive live fight nights. So these are all the keywords that is picked up from this text. Then we have concepts. So we have ESPN, MLB. We have the National Football League, and then we have the relations. We can also see the classification, so we can see how positive or negative certain entities and the sentiment behind those entities are. So we can see that the football had a pretty negative entity, but MLB had a very positive entity. And if we go to an emotion, we see joy is the highest emotion. And then we have the categories such as sports/baseball, sports/basketball, other things like that. There's also the linguistics or the actual semantic roles such as the subject, action, and object form. And these are kind of the more advanced features of natural language understanding, which is kind of taking apart that text. So that was a quick demo of Watson Natural Understanding. And of course, you can make the model stronger by training Watson with your domain language and coming up with unique entities there. Let's summarize. We have AI model lifecycle management tools to help you build and scale AI, such as Watson Studio, Watson Machine Learning, and Watson OpenScale. We have more developer-focused AI services, such as Language Translator, Assistant, Discovery, and Natural Language Understanding, which all have pre-made models, so you start using the tools quickly without having to create any models. Also, all of these services have plenty of API and SDK support for popular languages, such as Python, Go, Android, Node.js, Swift, Java, and Salesforce.